What's up, everybody? This is Antithesis here to shake my fist at the void again. And today I wanted to talk about the shutdown that's going on. The government's been shut down for nearly a month now. I think it's been like 29 days at this point. And we're getting to the point where now that the federal government has basically chosen, the Trump administration has basically chosen to not use emergency or release emergency funds to be used to continue to fund programs like SNAP benefits, which are food stamps. A lot of people are at risk of losing their food stamps, myself included, by the way. I am also on food stamps, and I'm in danger of losing those food stamps when the new month comes around, which is definitely stressful. I am absolutely stressing about how I'm going to make it work for the next month or however long it takes them to figure this shit out. You know, how I'm going to feed my kids and all that good stuff. But that's neither here nor there. Right now, there are millions and millions of people who are struggling with the exact same thing as me. So that doesn't make me special anyway. But I do want to get on here and say that, firstly, we need to understand that the Republicans are the reason the government is shut down. And not only are they the reason the government is shut down, the reason the government is shut down has been handled so poorly. Donald Trump has taken the opportunity of this shutdown, which, by the way, before we get into that, the shutdown is going on because the Republicans do not want to compromise with Democrats at all. They want to get everything they want done in the budget resolution bill, and that is it. They don't want to have any input. There is one thing that the Democrats are trying to fight to protect, and that is an extension of, I believe, the subsidies the subsidies for Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act. That is it. That is the only thing that they are fighting for. And if they don't fight for that, then people's healthcare premiums are going to go up tremendously over the course of the next few months if they don't do that. So there's only one thing that the Democrats are fighting for here. It's not like they're trying to get everything. They're just trying to get the one thing, which, by the way, personally, that's a very weak position if you ask me. I mean, who the fuck am I? I'm a nobody online, but I think that's a very fucking weak position. I think you should be trying to go for a lot more shit, a lot harder than they currently are. Having said that, this is a huge step up from the last budget resolution bill where Chuck Schumer and his little weak-kneed, bitch-made, pussy-ass motherfucking self went up there and decided he was going to whip enough votes of the Democratic side to get the budget resolution bill that the Republicans were proposing passed. Ever since that gigantic failure, hopefully this means that Chuck Schumer, and it looks like this means that Chuck Schumer has learned his lesson about kowtowing to Trump, about bowing down like a pathetic little weak-kneed bitch. And hopefully he's decided it's time to start fighting back against this guy. I doubt it somehow because Chuck Schumer is Chuck Schumer. He's incredibly weak, he's ineffective, and he's feckless. But in any case, they're doing a pretty good job at staying on top of it here, not giving in. And that's what I wanted to say. For anybody who is a Democratic voter, or somehow a fucking Democratic politician sees this, if you are one of those Democrats, or you support one of those Democrats, or you can get a hold of one of them, call them and tell them to not give in. We're struggling. We are suffering as a community, as a people, as a country, right? Americans are struggling right now. That does not mean we want you to give in to Donald Trump and the Republicans and what they want. Fight them until the very fucking last. I don't give a shit if food stamps get cut off for the next 3 years until his term is over. I will endure it. We will figure it out. Because if we don't, and we just kowtow to Trump, it's only going to get worse. What happens next year when the budget resolution comes back around? Then what? Do we just continue to kowtow because we're afraid that he's going to take away food stamps? It sucks. It's going to hurt us for sure. It's going to hurt me personally. I am by no means in any position to lose my family's SNAP benefits at the moment. But you know what? There is way more at stake than losing the next month or two or even 5 or 6 of SNAP benefits. And that is the country risking being turned into a fascistic hellhole. If you do not want that to happen, then you need to be standing up and stopping Trump at every fucking turn. We can't give him anything, nothing. He's like a little fucking child. If you give him something, he's gonna want more, and he's gonna want more, and he's gonna want more. Appeasement will not fucking work. All right, for everybody who thinks that, okay, well, I don't know how many of these people are out there, at least not among the Democratic voter base. I know that the politicians, there are a lot of politicians like that, and that's who I'm mostly talking to with this, but we do not expect for you to give in because you're afraid of what Donald Trump is going to do during the shutdown. Don't appease him. It will not work. It didn't work with Hitler. It will not work with Trump. It won't. He is a fucking sociopath, narcissist prick. That's it. He only gives a fuck about himself and the people around him that enrich him. That is all he cares about. So honestly, if we do end up having to go without food stamps for the next 4 months, or I'm sorry, 4 year or 3 years until the end of his term, we'll figure it out. Because ultimately, you know what? If we don't resist Donald Trump and if we give in and we start giving into his demands, slowly but surely, we're going to get to a point where we may not have SNAP benefits anymore. I don't know if you guys know, if whoever's watching this, I don't know if you know this, getting rid of SNAP, or at the very least privatizing SNAP along with other social safety net programs, has been at the top of the list of priorities for the Republican Party for literally 2 or 3 decades. Okay? It's been a huge issue for them. They're willing to do anything to get it done. That's why it's important to remember Trump is not is not the source of our problems in the United States. He is a symptom of a much greater problem. Okay? He is a symptom, the main symptom of our incredibly broken system. It's not Trump. He is an issue, and we need to resist him. But this is him putting on display the ugliness that has been conservative politics and the Republican Party in the context of the United States for the last 50 years, maybe more. Okay? For anybody out there, let me know what you think. Do you think that the Democrats should cave and give in and get the government back up and running so we don't lose our benefits? You could be wrong. Or are you of the same mind as myself and you feel like Donald Trump needs to be resisted at all costs? And not just Donald Trump, but this whole fascist movement, this whole MAGA fascist movement. It needs to be stopped in its tracks. It needs to be crushed, and it needs to be stomped out. That's what it needs. These people need to go away and never have any kind of administrative power for the rest of their fucking lives. And the people that are in his administration, in his cabinet, the people like Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller and who else we got? Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and Tulsi Gabbard and all these other individuals, all these other people that are using Trump as a vehicle to enrich themselves and advance their career. It's only a matter of time. Trump is going to go at some point. Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But when that day comes, it'll be up to the Democrats, the people in charge. Unfortunately, Chuck Schumer's and Hakeem Jeffries, these two weak pricks. It'll be up to them to administer justice. You cannot just let this slide and pretend that everything wasn't that bad the entire time. You cannot do that. The people are not going to accept you telling them that Trump is the worst thing since World War II. And then on the other hand, saying, oh, aren't we? They're just our partners on the other side of the aisle. Let me explain something to you. I hate conservatives. Okay? I hate them. I despise conservatives. And I'm okay with that. Right? And you could say that makes me a hateful person or a bad person. I really don't give a fuck, to be quite honest with you. I'm past the point of giving a fuck about something like that. If there's any moderate, middle of the road, pussy liberal that wants to fucking hand wave or hand ring me over saying that I hate conservatives, then piss off. I don't really give a fuck. You could say it in the comments. I don't really care, but it won't mean anything to me. It genuinely won't. But I hate conservatives. I don't think that they can be reasoned with. I don't think that we can develop some kind of partnership with them to make the world a better place, because I don't think they want the world to be a better place. I have no interest in working with these people. They deserve to be destroyed and crushed and forgotten about. And that's basically it. Conservatism is not a philosophy in politics in the context of the United States that requires or even justifies any level of cooperation from the other side. It is only an ignorant movement that needs to be destroyed. It is an obstacle that needs to be smashed through. And we need to keep going right on through it. That's it. Anyways, we're getting up on the 10-minute mark here, so I'm going to go ahead and end this because really that's all I had to say about this whole thing. I'm going to suffer as a result of the shutdown. My family is going to suffer as a result of the shutdown. But we're in this position now because of fucking liberals like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Chuck Schumer and all these other pieces of shit. We're in this position now where we need to suffer in order to stop Donald Trump from grasping at absolute fucking power. So I appreciate that, Democratic establishment. You're always so fucking useless. Anyways, I just wanted to get on here and, shake my fist at the void some more. So, You guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you hate conservatives also? Because I'm at the point where I'm down with just literally separating, literally. So let me know what you think in the comments and what you would think about the United States being split in two between conservatives and liberals. And yeah, let me know. I'll see you guys next time I feel like shaking my fist at the void.